Hello everyone, I am just very excited to share with you a few moments of how to deal with slipping packs. Sometimes the biggest terror and horror of a musician is when we have our violins, we go to a place and once in a sudden we just tuned up, and in a few minutes later we find out, terrifying, right before we go on the stage, that our violin instruments are being tuned off. Hello, it's very glad to see you. Unfortunately, the camera is a little farther from me because today our topic is not going to be playing the violin. Today, the topic is how to deal with slipping packs. So, I will do a small presentation, how I usually deal with, and I would suggest every one of you to continue to do the same if you have the opportunity. So, when we have slipping packs, usually means that the wood dries off pretty easy, and the packs, immediately, based on the pressure, because of the pressure, the string is being wound up. So the pressure pulls the pack and untune or just unwind the pack off. That's a very unpleasant moment, especially when we are at a concert or we are just about to have a performance. So for that reason, I have prepared a few things here, and the one is I'm going to do a live example what you should do. First of all, don't freak out. If you're not a professional music maker or luthier, as we say it in here, hello, glad to see you too. So for those who are coming a little late, we are talking about how to deal with slipping packs. So what my point is that today I'm going to present you what you can do to deal with the issue of slipping packs. Often I will suggest to my friends, if you're not a professional luthier or violin maker, let's just say this way, you should go to someone who is highly professional. This is because sometimes when a person wants to release the packs, they got cracked. This is first of all. Also, overly wind up peg can break a string or even can break a bridge. Sometimes while doing your pegs, you lose the center and the balance that the bridge has aligned to the body of the violin. For that reason, if you're not a professional, I strongly suggest you do go to a professional violin maker for redoing your pegs. So in this situation, it turned out that I am a professionally trained violin maker, not only a violin and viola performer and orchestra conductor. I was studied with my dad, who was a prominent violin maker in the past. Unfortunately, he's not any longer with us. And I taught everything from him, and I got everything that needed, as well as I studied almost 10 years in one of the best leading violin makers in Europe. So today, I'm taking this very highly profile instrument here and allowing myself to do it, and will demonstrate what I do to deal with the slipping packs. I will give some notes and hints to where you should go further or not. And believe me, this is a very high profile instrument. Just I can mention that this instrument has won twice gold medal for one of the best instruments in 70s and 80s, 1980s, even up to moment. this instrument has kept the first place. So, always remember that when you want to redo your pegs, make sure that the first string that you are going to release are not E and G. Lots of people make the mistake to release E and G, and this makes uneven pressure over the bridge. For that reason, I always suggest and recommend first to be released A, but to extend that you can still feel a little pressure over the string. So I'm gonna do, right? I'm going to do, and I touch to see the pressure. You see? So I do the same with D. The next is D. So I balance the pressure over the pegs and the string. So the most pressure is on the top, where on the corners where there is the legs where the bridge stands over. Hello. So what I will do, after I release very slightly, then I released E and G very moderately, just an idea, a hint, not completely. Why? This is to keep the level and balance, the right alignment to the bridge with the violin. So there we go. I'm going to take the first peg off. This is the way you can keep with your thumb this way, so you don't flip or twist your string. Many times I have seen strings that being twisted and they snap. It's terrible. So I take this off very slightly, just released, and then take the peg off. So this is the peg. The first thing we take is a special cloth or paper that is a little moisturized with spiritus or so-called rubbing alcohol. A rubbing alcohol on a very low level, like percentage, like 50% or 75%, right? So we take and rub very well and clean. So you see what is coming out, right? That usually combined with dust and moisture, humidity, makes so easy the peg to slip off. For that reason, you have to clean your pegs with this. I've already prepaid for myself, so you clean that peg very well, all sides, until you see complete cleanliness. So there is one way you can do it. After you take a pencil, 3B is the best. And when you take the pencil, you just rub all over here, the places around the holes. You may probably see the holes, right? So around the holes, you rub everywhere with the pencil 3B. Then you can take a chalk, chalk for a board. When the teacher was, in the past there was this blackboards with a chalk, the white one. You can take a white and just a few scratches over the graphite stone or the pencil. That's the way we call it, pencil. Will do the job. Why? Because the chalk will dry up the humidity, but the pencil, the graphite stone, 3B or 2B, will keep smooth. So your peg will stay, but when you decide to retune, it's going to be smooth instead. Here today, instead of that, I have a professionally made wax. Usually the professional violin makers use a special wax. So I'm not sure that I can do the ad for that. So I'm just going to show the ad. And it's look like this. This is a special wax. It's very much the same way that the rosin was made, but with a different material. So what we do is take the pad and just a few slices from this side or here, not crossing this way, but moisturizing it all the way from here to the bottom. You see? This is the way it should be. So we need just a few scratches, between 5 and 10 scratches, applyings to the pad. Let's just see. Okay, if you see a little empty spaces, you may probably reapply. Let me see how it goes, because it's a shadow in here. Okay. I think this is enough. It should not be too much. As for the packs, the wax usually works as a glue, and when it's the opposite of the chalk and the dryness. When the wax is dried, it's thicker, and that could cause problems. So we don't want that. So what we do is taking the violin instrument and we put the pack inside and winding a few times just to moisture the holes, Then we press a little inwards, right, this way, not out, but in this way. So to make sure all the possible spaces are filled well with the wax. The moment you feel that the pack start making resistance, like now, you see, that's probably the place you should leave it out. So you may probably see it's the first pack, this one. That's the perfect space. Then, without touching any other string, you see, the bridge stays the way it is. Now it's going to be difficult because there is no lighting here, but I'm going to do my best and put the string back into its place. So you just release. Make sure when you apply the string, the hole that is on the peg is on the corner side here, on your right, for A string. That will provide you with space to put the string into the right spot. Sometimes we use tweezers to pull that out, but in this case we don't need, which is perfect. So what is the problem when people wind up or winding a string? The problem is that they don't take in consideration the little thing that remains here, you see? Usually when you wind up, the tail comes out. For that reason, we as professional luthiers recommend with your finger, instead of pulling out the string, with your finger, you try to keep the tail very gently. So one time when you wind, your string set or step over, practically press over the tail, this little tail. Sometimes it's slipping. I have to redo if it's necessary. I do very much apologize. The light is very bad here. The moment you step over, you have to move the string on the very corner and keep sliding in there. Very carefully, do not even press too much. This way you're giving the space, the string to modify itself inside, and that's how it becomes. This is actually this one here. It's unfortunately it's a little reverse. Can you see the light now? So this is the way. Then we slightly press inside, inward, and redo or retune our instruments. So this is how it's done. And I do very much hope you enjoyed the video, because I've decided this to be a short live just to help my friends. This morning I actually chat with one of my fans, and the one that I'm fan to, especially of sleeping bags. So I told her the same thing, but instead I've decided this time to make a live presentation. I hope you do really enjoy the video. So I wish all the best to you now, and hope to see you into my next live very soon. Bye guys.